All right. Cool. Did I get it to work? I did. All right. I'm 2 minutes late. Not bad. Not bad. How's it going, everybody? I got it to work. Okay, it's streaming right now. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Sabong Federation's Into the Pit. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Joselito Sering. I am the founder of Sabong Federation. Sabong Federation is an FMA sparring club here in the San Francisco Bay Area. We're comprised of several different schools and different training systems, and we basically come together as buddies and spar. We spar in a way that we're able to exercise the certain nuances of our particular martial arts system. In particular, for example, in full speed or in full contact, learning how to distance, learning how to control your breath, learning how to control your adrenaline, and also just being able to overcome fear as well as overcome hunger, because we always eat after we get together. For example, we had helped in putting together Bunal Brand's Sparbecue a few years in a row with me, like about 2 years ago, and another Sabong brother, Jake Ryan from La Casse, who's also going to be doing an event with Bunal Brands pretty soon. Please look out for that. And so people like that have been part of our club. And one in particular is going to be joining us tonight. He's Hyle Campbell. So Hyle is super guru level, Lameko Astig combative knife fighter. And I'm really excited that he's going to be joining us. He's schlepping all of this stuff in the rain right now, and I really appreciate that. I think if it wasn't for Hyle, Sabong Federation wouldn't be as cool of a thing as it is, because he was one of the original founding members as well, about like 2 years ago when he had joined up with me, and we started to consistently spar in a, more controlled manner. He would invite us over. There would be several people from different schools, like Kabbalah Sarada. There were people from Combate Eskrima Original would come over, or like other groups, for PTK, as well as Calis Ilustrísimo, Repetition Original. And that reminds me also, we got like some Sabong Federation brothers in the PI right now, or in the PH, I should say. I was corrected. In the islands. What's up, Henry? Just want to say what's up. I know you're probably like listening right now. Anyways, we miss you, and I'm glad that you are sparring out there. I kind of saw that one video, and you were looking like you were being soft there, and I was like, great, because you were able to kind of like, throttle with the people that you're sparring with. And then I also kind of see you kind of go hard too on the other on the other footage, and that's basically how we all spar actually. Like we spar in a way where we throttle based on each other's energies. So what we do is, like, in the practice of sparring, we actually kind of we begin to contain ourselves and actually learn how our body moves and whether we know the technique that we're trying to test. And so it's not really about winning per se, or hurting the other person or proving to anybody. And that's what's great about the club, is that the majority of the people that participate with us are really like very like egoless, so like they have all their preconceptions and hypotheticals when coming in, but it's only through like the actual sparring and action do we really get to know and learn what it is about our system that we need to fix, or what works, and also to become friends with the people that we're like hitting sticks with. We do get welts and bruises sometimes, but it's all fun and good, and we know that we're not like actually trying to hurt each other, because it is impractical to hurt your partner. Instead, what we do is we do protect ourselves when we spar. So I wanted to like show you guys what we use in a sparring situation. So like, let's say my particular practice, my own personal practice, I prefer to use blunts. So these are basically field machetes, like South American common field machete. and it's it's unsharpened, so it's really for the purpose of like like theater or training, um, and it, it's it, it's aluminum here. So reason why I like to use this for training is that it allows for me to really get the nuance of the blade, how the blade moves, and also learning how to index the edge, so I know like how I'm using it. If I mean to hit you with the side of the blade, it's because I meant to. It's not because I couldn't. So hitting with the back of the blade, same case. It's not because like like I don't know my blade, but it's this is the type of movement that like gets a little more nuanced, especially when you're sparring. So when we're sparring with these blunts, we do wear protection, right? So next up, my second choice would be using synthetics. So synthetics, like this one I had gotten from Amazon from a company called, I'm not going to even say them because they made me mad. They made a Compulon with the edge on the wrong side, and I was like, oh man, I want my money back. They were like, no, dude, you're wrong. I was like, no, you're wrong. He's like, no, that was historically correct. I was like, based on who? And he was like, that's based on historical records of the sword that was used. And I was like, yeah, but like the edge is still on the wrong side. So I'm not going to name them. Instead, I will say that like it has been helpful to use synthetics that have like a flat edge, like so that way I could also kind of like learn the weight a little bit, and also because like when they're shaped like this, it tends to fall the way it's supposed to, and it's just the right length actually for the type of practice that I do, and also. It's cool. This could do a lot of damage by itself because it's like a sharp, like stick, right? But I don't use it as a weapon. I use it for a training tool. This is a bolo. Cool. And this is a double-edged Chris. Also, I got from the same company. And when I was practicing, I've had this for a while, but when I'm practicing with this, I'm able to practice my double-edged stuff. Length is about arm's length, including the palm. Next, I like playing with these little daggers, because this is like actually more common that I would have around me. So I like just boxing, learning how to box with knives, and also doing like Sinawali drills like this. Synthetic knives too. So this actually goes well when practicing for a stick and dagger. So I use a synthetic and I use a rattan stick like many. So this is of course both as a bladed weapon and also as a baton, right? So I like training with these. Also with the double sticks for your Sinawali practice. Whatever, everyone's got like different ones, and some more famous than others, and some more intricate than others. So having two sticks is cool. Sometimes it's just easy to just do this. And of course, my favorite, just a single cane, about a standing length, primarily because this is like the most common thing that I would have walking around. And also a certain sword profile that I like is a bit long. And when I do practice, it's just for the purpose of not just going like really like ape hard, but just so I can get like some movement in the morning. and I practice like my carenza and stuff usually with like the long stick. Okay, so when we do spar, we use padded sticks. So these ones are made by Bunal brand. I mentioned them earlier, by Steve Del Castillo. He creates these padded sticks that we use for sparring quite a lot. I think this is the old version here. Hey, there's Heil. Cool, you're here. All right. We're live actually right now, but I'll mic you up in a second. I'll just finish my thought. Is that cool? All right. So this particular, this is the older version. Is this one, but he's come out with it's like a fabric, whereas this is like a nylon type. And these are a little. I noticed is just slightly lighter, but sturdier. And so we use these to like hit each other and practice as if we were holding a stick, like this. Right? So, and what we do basically is like just fencing, but FMA style. So it's not a lot of thrusts. It's more like a lot of like swings. And I don't know if people realize, but like in most bladed cultures in the Philippines, there isn't really much blade-to-blade contact. And that's something maybe we could discuss a little later too, because I'm sure Heil knows more about that. What I do know about a lot of the blade stuff that I've come across is that there's, in combat, there's hardly any blade-to-blade contact. You're basically dodging and attacking at the same time. So in our play, though, when we fence and when we drill, we're always hitting the sticks, especially when I do like Kabbalah Sarada type of drills. We're hitting the sticks, right? Because we don't want to actually hit our partner. So what we do, though, is, oh, wait, before I move on, just wanted to show you. So if we wanted to do stick and dagger, use these padded daggers. Or maybe we might like, this hurts too still. So we don't actually like try to, jam on each other's faces without masks, if, even with the padded ones. And he's got these little ones that I really like. These little ones are really cool to play because you could then get into the medial range. And, maybe Heil and I can do that a little later. But because you don't have a long stick, you're not largo, you're like medial, you have to actually get in there. So when we spar and we require protective wear, it's primarily because we're not like hueros todos. We're not actually like trying to do MMA. We're not exactly like dog brothers either, although some members of our group recently was accepted into that tribe. And I do appreciate what they do because what they're doing actually is a lot of like primal kind of fighting, which requires a lot more from overcoming fear when dealing with people like swinging a live stick at you at full speed. So usually though we don't want to kill anybody, and we use gloves and fencing helmets. So we have this fencing helmet. This is the most common one that we use. Besides, there's FMA brand type of people that manufacture certain helmets that are padded usually. So this one is used for fencing, and it's like a coach's helmet. So it's not even for tournament level. It's more for just practice. And then we started to use a lot more of lacrosse gloves versus the type of gloves that has been typically used. And maybe if Heil brought some of his Lameco, kind of like those mug holder type of hand protectors, there's some of those. But the ones that I use and like has been good enough are these lacrosse gloves. And these won't necessarily protect you from a real hard blunt force. So if somebody's cracking you with a live stick with these, they'll still break your fingers, right? So you don't necessarily want to go full ape on that either. Ape doo-doo. And, but it is good. This works. So always wear a cup. And then what I do is like I go to thrift stores and I pick up these like kids like shin guards, and then I use that as a way to protect my wrist bone here if I need protection, because it hurts when it gets whacked. So like here's another type of like shin guard. You could use it like to cover that wrist, or you could cover it outside here. But I typically would cover this side here because this is the area that gets hit the most, because they tend to whack this way. And also over here, because this is a mistake. What is that? Oh yeah. Oh, so here's the sample. Oh, wow, a native clan like arm like guard. Oh, cool. Hey, that was a good segue there. Oh, cool. Yeah. So this is wow. I've needed this for years. This is great. This is because oh man, this is totally cool. Ow! Just kidding. Oh! Wow, that feels good. Cool, cool. Thanks. And let's see. Awesome. Thank you for that. And of course, I got like kids like knee guards that I use for my elbows. So I just pick up some of these things, and this is basically what we use when we spar. And actually, I want to like bring Hyle on right now. Hyle Campbell, can you like come on? Let's see if I can get you all mic'd up here. Right here. Can I, yeah. And then maybe this could, probably do it like that. Here, I'll do it back here. You know, when I was younger in college, I used to have like a cable access TV show, and like this podcast is like very much like a cable access show. It's like produced by one person. Cool. Or maybe I could do the jacket for now. Are you gonna take this off? Eventually. Yeah, maybe then. In that case, then.
Just for a donation into the group.
Oh, look at that. Oh, cool, another one. Hey, these are branded.
Sure.
Oh, excellent. Look at this. Cool, so this is what I was just talking about. They look like a cup holder type of hand protection right here. So this is a great way, like when you do training, instead of like pretending, you could actually like aim for it and hit with the stick. Right? Cool. This is cool. Thank you. And you're donating that to Sabong Federation for everybody else?
And that's so you guys can have something. People always show up without hand protection, so.
That's true. Oh, this is great. And this feels great. And what is it made of?
Bunch of foam.
Bunch of foam. wait. So I think for the people that are just like watching for the first time and may not know who you are, I wanted to introduce Hyle Campbell. So Hyle Campbell here, I was talking about you earlier that you had actually been one of the original founding members of Sabong when we had started growing it like about 2 years ago. I had met you while you were doing a table at the, I guess, Battle of the Bay, or I forgot what tournament it was. It was a tournament in Vallejo.
In Vallejo, at the Mare Island.
Right. With the Giron group and also with Mel Rapil.
Island Warriors.
Right. That's right, Island Warriors. That's right. And you had a table. We met, and you had like all these like killer gear. Can we bring it on really quick?
Yeah. And then Joselito calls me up. He says, "Hey, can I come over to your house and spar?"
And he's like, who's this weirdo? So you had all these like, you make these, right?
So different styles of trainers.
Okay.
The idea of the trainers is so that you could have something to train with that is more than a stick. You always see the the instructors, they pick up their nice little blades, or do their demo. You hear the clink clink, you see the sparks, all that, and then they go, okay, put those, grab your sticks, right? So this came out of the fact that if you have a edge awareness, it changes your game. It corrects a lot of mistakes. So I wanted something that was comfortable in the hand that you could use for a whole class. You didn't have to put it away and go, okay, grab your sticks. No, you could use this whole thing for a whole. Gotcha. Even if you're using it against a rattan, it's not going to destroy your rattan like an aluminum would, right? Yeah. And also, if I drop it, it's not going to put a hole in your mat. It's not going to leave little metal shards everywhere. That's cool. So that was kind of the idea of this, and of course, with as many diverse styles there are of FMA, people want a different kind of sword, a different kind of weapon. Yeah. So,
what are there names for this different ones?
Well, most of just the straight ones are some sort of Zanzibar. Really, these straight swords made with a slight curve. Gotcha. Some styles are Lago, like you had Evan here. He would have loved this long one. Yeah. Right. This style here was more with the thought of the Kuro guys.
Oh, right. And these are cool also, because there's a false edge up here too. You added this on. Yeah. It's really cool.
And so this really fits their style well. And then, of course, there's other more different types of Zanzibars, more heavy front end, shorter weapons for styles that like something a little bit shorter. Right. It's probably like a 24 or 25.
Oh, that's for Henry. Henry's watching.
So, and Henry and I put together one as well.
Oh, yeah? So, you have it here?
I didn't bring that one, but I brought this one as a gift for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's part of the equipment.
Oh, you're kidding? Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, and it's like my favorite color too.
Also,
oh, wow. And
I repaired these for you.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
So these go in your bag of tricks.
Yes, thank you. Oh, so that was one thing that Heil was doing too. He was taking a lot of the stuff that we would always break, and he would just kind of fix them up in his garage. So the name of his company is Native Clan Blades.
Training Blades.
Native Clan Training Blades.
Yes.
Yes. And so how long have you had this company? And
I've probably been doing Native Clan Training Blades about 8-9 years now.
And what got you started? How did you get started?
Wanting to use a sword in class instead of a stick.
Because, gotcha.
Because they're going, okay, put the edge here. Where's the edge? So what I would do is I would always take my sticks. So I always wrapped my sticks, and then I would put a red line. And I would also put a line here to say your hand shouldn't go past this, so your puño shouldn't be bigger. So I didn't end up like choking up too high. Gotcha. Right, on purpose, or without it being on purpose. Right. And then I would put a red line here to go, there's my edge.
Oh, right.
Otherwise, you don't know. And you see students all the time, and they're painting with the stick versus hitting with the edge.
Gotcha.
And so it really corrected a lot of problems with training. And a lot of times when you want to demonstrate something, how are you doing that? You have to pick up a sword to show them what the edge orientation is, so that they can get the technique. Because otherwise, it's round. They don't know that this is the edge or that's the edge. And
right.
They may not be skilled enough yet to understand that you're trying to hit with the edge. They just see you doing this, and they may not understand the mechanics of it.
That's right. That's cool, actually, and I really appreciate this. This is awesome. So I think I wanted to show also something you gave me a while back too, which is really cool. It's actually my favorite bag. It's like the Native Clan Training.
So we're trying to have, as we move into the new year, we're trying to have more gear. Like we said, we have the hand guards and the arm guards. The arm guards are going to have, this one actually has bamboo inside.
Oh, it does?
So it's pretty.
Wow.
It's going to be pretty durable.
Oh,
but
wow.
I have some lighter ones that just have a thick, heavy foam.
This is great. This is great.
So for padded stick, the thick, heavy foam would be great.
Right.
These are good for like if you're training with stick.
Right.
And like you said, as an instructor, I can put on the hand guard and the arm guard, and I can feed you. Yeah. And I can tell them, no, aim for the arm.
Right.
I don't have to always aim for the stick.
And this is what I mean by that, actually, if people don't understand. Because like some systems I had mentioned, like they train to hit stick to stick, right, and then they do this. They don't actually like know what it means to go bam 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 like this, right? So like the only way to do that is to be in contact with it, and the only way to keep yourself from getting hurt is to wear something like this. So
Yeah.
like this is really sturdy, and this looks actually, this is great, you guys. It is pretty hard. Oh man.
And
Yeah,
so I
this is
can
great.
you know, take your forearm
Yep.
and come back and give you a backhand or something on your arm, you know, at speed.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously you should always use control, but I can actually give some real effort into my strikes and make it feel real versus just always just touching.
Yeah, yeah. Or at least like be able to take it to that next level when
Yeah.
you're ready, right? Because I think some people, I noticed this with a lot of beginners, is that they're afraid to hit,
Yeah.
right? And not so much they're afraid to get hit, but they're also afraid to
Injure somebody.
injure someone,
Yeah.
which is really thoughtful. But that's one thing to how do you begin to control
Right.
is being able to having the ability to hurt, but you don't.
Yeah. And as an instructor, you know, even if there's control, you know, you get hit on the arm 20 times because you're feeding somebody and you're going,
Yeah.
oh, you know, intercept, you know, after a while, you know, it hurts.
Oh yeah, it does.
So you want to be able to last, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is really cool and feels very comfortable too.
And you always have that one guy that doesn't have any control.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that was me in the beginning, until like I realized it was really impractical to.
You try this one. And there's a grip in there. So you grab the stick and the grip.
And the grip.
So it's a little tight right now, but
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I see. So that it doesn't fly off.
yeah. And so I use one of these here.
Oh, cool.
Old school.
He's wearing a lacrosse glove too. Or is this hockey?
Street hockey.
Street hockey.
Street hockey. All right.
Those don't have bamboo in them, though. Those ones? Oh, they do. This is cool. So these Lameco brands, who makes them, and where do people get
The
them?
Lameco ones you can get from Lameco International.
Uh-huh.
These are my own versions. So
Oh, so you make these in the.
yeah. So here, right? So now he feeds. I can go for the hand. And if I did a boom, boom, right? I could actually hit.
Oh, right. You,
There.
oh, I see this.
Yeah.
In the
see?
inside. Yeah. You can still feel it though. It's
You
not
can
like.
feel it. It's not like you're completely not feeling anything, right? Right? And try to intercept, right?
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
Got all your HEMA shit coming out.
Oh yeah, you're keeping my left hand out of here. Okay, so that's the thing too, right? Like I've been studying HEMA with F3 Sword Academy. It's coached by Jude Ledesma. He was somebody that had helped with the barbecue. That's how I met him. And I really like his group, and I've been like jamming with them a lot on weekends because they love sparring. They just constantly spar.
There's a lot to learn from anybody that does sword arts.
Yeah.
You know, and anything you could absorb, and then you put it into your context, right?
You know, and interestingly too, this was something that he and I had discussed in regards to like when we're learning something new, and there's people that approach certain systems they're learning. They're looking for things that they can just take, right, without really learning the system.
Yeah.
And he wasn't about that. He was
Right.
like, he kind of told me, he was like, you know, if you're going to approach learning, you have to like, you know, not just like HEMA, but FMA or whatever, all the subsystems of FMA, is learn that system.
Yeah.
You know, not
You have
like.
to have a strong core.
Yeah.
You may have things, you know, that you learn along the way, but you got to have a strong core in something.
Yeah, so that way you can get to the essence of the system. Yeah. And it takes years to do that, right? And and it's okay to learn many different systems, right? Because ultimately when like we're, you know, in a fighting situation, anything comes out, right? And so in that way, it's good. But if you're going to dedicate some time in learning something, that was one of the things that he encourages, not just him, but many others, and you could echo off this too, is if, when approaching a learning art, it's really important to really learn the system. And then the best way to learn the system is through this type of like sparring pedagogy, right? And F3 Sword Academy knows that. And we all kind of know that, right? Actually, a lot of like the groups that are part of Sabong Federation all know that, right? That this is really important. Like this is the way for us to test how things work. It's not so much to say who's better, whose system is better, but rather, am I better yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to try out your moves, the things that you learned. Because what you find out is that when you're learning things and you're learning basic moves, whatever matter, doesn't even matter how complicated you think those moves are, if you're not doing it in a combative movement here, then what you're used to being like very lockstep, very choreographed, then now you're doing this. And then that whole timing of your feet and your hands doesn't exist anymore. And so it throws you off. You have to get used to being able to do your techniques while you're moving against a non-compliant partner.
Right.
And it's a whole other level of training, right? It translates, sort of.
Yeah.
Because you have some idea of what to do, but now you got to get the timing down because it's at a different timing. It could be broken. You could be in some weird stance, and you still got to pull off your defense.
Yeah, that's right. And let me ask to like just to kind of give it a twist. And so, what do you think about like the practice of sparring versus those people that say that sparring with the padded sticks is nothing like real combat?
No, there's nothing we do is like real combat. Dog Brothers isn't real combat.
You were in the military.
That's not real combat. Yeah. So, but we're learning attributes, right? That hopefully can translate to something real world. And everybody's going to be at a different level. And some guys, they only want the exercise. They only want to move. They'll never want to pick up a stick against somebody, but they love the art. They love preserving it. Mm-hmm. And maybe they're not even the warrior type. Yeah. But they want to learn the art. That's okay. Yeah. And then there's guys that will go up and they go, hey, I'm only going to do form type of stuff. I'm going to be beautiful at Carenza, and I'm going to be a world champion at the beautiful flow. And never fight. And then there's the guys that okay, we'll do padded stick, and then we'll do live stick, and then we'll just all the way up to as rough as you want to get. Go to the ground, do all this kind of stuff. So everybody has a different level. Yeah. And it's all okay. It's not all or one. Yeah, that's right. Where do you need to be? Everybody's going to be a little different.
Although, how do you prefer to practice with sticks or with your training blades?
It depends on the techniques, right, and what we're doing. So if we're playing, I mean, we can, if we have the right gear, this is a lot of fun, right? Yeah. But you have to have the same kind of gear like you do if you're using aluminum. If you're actually sparring at full speed, they're great for practicing drills and learning where the edges and all that kind of stuff.
But they also could break bones.
Yeah, I broke a finger through the gloves. Yeah, I broke a finger through the gloves. That's why I know you gotta have real gear if you're sparring at full power, full speed. Yeah. Right.
And these are unlike blades. These are like bludgeon weapons, right? Because it's like a heavy plastic, and these are so durable. These will probably like last forever. Actually,
these aren't gonna go away, right? So. Yeah.
That's what I remember about it. Like when we met, I was like, "Wow, these things are super sturdy." Like
where's the other one? One of your beaters.
Oh, these ones?
Oh no, like one of these.
Oh yeah.
Here, hit this thing. Hit it. It's gonna be Elon Musk's moment, right? So this ain't gonna go nowhere, right? So.
Ooh.
Right. This is probably, I don't know, 6 years old.
Oh, yeah?
So.
Oh, wow, that's cool. I remember the ones that you showed me, your practice ones. You've been like...
Yeah, beating on them for 8 years.
Yeah, it looks like you've been like beaten on a cruiser ship or something because it was super dented and everything like that.
But, great. I mean, if we're just flowing and we're playing, these are great because you can be edge aware.
So I like, because I do like yours, just swinging it around. I like the weight. I like the, like that particular feel. And interestingly, actually, like I had probably heard about you already prior to meeting you. Somebody that's also part of the Sabong Federation that's actually been very helpful to me in the very beginning, also as a founder, was Franz Jundis,
Yeah.
because he was the one, like I pinged him and I was like, oh, like who were making like blades, training blades, and he gave me a list. He gave me your name, Steve's name, and
Yeah.
Miguel's name.
Yeah.
Miguel Ruby of
FMA Supply.
FMA Supply, right? And Steve
Good
of
guys.
Banal Brand,
Yeah.
and then you. So like I was like happy to kind of know that that's what was going on here in the Bay Area. I was like, oh wow, these are actually. There was another company, Hog
Mountain. They're on the East
okay.
Coast.
Okay, cool. So I hear theirs is good too, right? Their gear.
Yeah.
And so I'm really glad. And also, Island Warriors like also sell their own sticks, and it's his is fancy because it's got all those like.
Yeah, he's putting indigenous markings on the sticks. They're really beautiful.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, they're like collector pieces almost.
Yeah, you almost don't want to use them, but I got some that I beat the hell out of.
Okay.
And if you get the right set, they're super durable, depending on which bamboo. It's like a fully dense, like a non-hollow bamboo.
Right. This are you ever planning to make any trainers like this thin or flat?
What do you mean? This is the same, except for I don't put as big of an edge.
Oh, gotcha. They're about the same, aren't they?
The reason I didn't do this is because I tried to make the impact area thicker for less damage. If it's more of a point, that's going to be that much pressure just on one small point. It's more likely to break a bone. Right?
Oh, gotcha.
So I didn't do it that way, although in the beginning I did. And just for safety reasons, there's a lot of things I don't do because they're trainers. I want them to be safe. I don't want them to be, accidental, easily to hurt other people accidentally, right?
Yeah.
So there's things I leave off. I've tried to leave off, try to make the points, as rounded. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes they're a little pointy.
Yeah.
But I try not to make them extremely pointy or with sharp edges because they're trainers.
Right.
And sometimes you're being compliant. Like that one right there, if your hand was in there and I started twisting it, right, you got this piece. So a lot of times I leave that off so that way, if for whatever reason somebody does that, your fingers aren't getting caught.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Because, the times I've gotten hurt has been some newbie doing something dumb,
Yeah, like
throwing you or, doing something dumb. Or I seen a guy go, hey, give me an angle one, and the guy went, boom, right to the instructor. And I'm like, he didn't know what an angle one was. He just went, just poked him in the eye.
Oh, really? Did the instructor like...
They had to take him to the hospital.
That wasn't angle one?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, no. That sounds terrible. And so speaking of instruction, maybe we could talk a little bit about what it is that you practice and what it is that you teach.
Yeah, I'm an instructor in Lemeco Astig. It's one of the flavors of Lemeco. So I study as much Lemeco as I can from as many of the backyard group guys as possible. I absorb as much as I can and try to not only document their material, but also of course, Astig to me is it's an attitude. It's a way that you apply it. So Astig itself is probably not necessarily easy for beginners because it doesn't start with angle one, angle two. You kind of like almost expected that you've graduated past that a little bit.
Oh, so Astig, what does that translate to? What does it mean?
It means hardcore. But it also is an acronym for Agbulos, who's Roger Agbulos, Sulite, Edgar Sulite, Topher Ricketts, Illustrissimo,
okay, and
Galang.
Oh, yeah.
Galang.
Oh, really? Okay, well, that kind of works out, right? Yeah. Filipinos love acronyms.
There you go.
Yeah, but Lemeco also stands for something.
Lemeco is Largo Medio Corto. It's a Edgar system. I guess his core system. There's like 7 masters that he trained with, but of the core, it has the Campo 1, 2, 3, has Illustrissimo, and it has Apikiti Tertia. So he trained with Jose Caballero, who's the founder of the Campo. campo. He trained with Tatang Ilustrísimo, and he trained with Leo Gaje.
Mhm.
And so from those three, this was kind of his interpretation of those arts.
Bringing it together.
Yeah. So in the Ilustrísimo world, those guys, when they were training with Tatang, there wasn't really a name for Ilustrísimo. They hadn't decided to call it that yet. And they were training. They were just absorbing everything they could. And when they decided to go out and tour,
Mhm.
they came up with, the idea of the
five pillars, yeah.
and all that. It wasn't like they were the only pillars. It was just those were the 5 guys that
went to the
that went on the tour, right? They went on the seminar tour,
Yeah.
and they went and they did their thing to introduce Ilustrísimo to the world. And I think Tony and Christopher Ricketts are the ones that kind of stayed in the original, and then the others kind of absorbed it and kind of expressed it in their own way.
Gotcha.
Baha Zabu with
Yeah.
Yuli Romo and
Yeah.
Lameco with Edgar.
Well, among Romies, he calls himself the archive system, right?
Yeah. So he's also a
One of like the
Renan, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember when I had gotten like these old VHS like tapes back in the day from Orvi Jundas.
Yeah.
It had like a bunch of this is Franz's dad, and also Elric Jundas, his big brother who I've known since middle school. He had given me like a bunch of old tapes, old books, and in one of the tapes was I remember there was like Inosanto lectures. There was Angel Cabales.
And you're just absorbing it up, right? Like,
oh yeah, this is like when I was
like
like
candy.
This is when I was 19, dude, 19, 20.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of footage from Luneta of Tatang, Mang Romy, Mang Tony, I think were the ones, and I think also Ricketts. Those are the ones that I remember at least.
Right.
I think there was a few others. And it was weird because when I was a kid, I used to go to Luneta and I used to see folks like doing that kind of stuff. I was always thought, but I was like maybe like 4 or 5.
You're like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought it was Bruce Lee. And so, Bruce Lee, of course, is like my gateway to martial arts, right?
Half of our gateway drug.
Yeah. So maybe what you could also do, I'm going to move like this stuff to the side.
Sure.
And maybe what we could do is like spend like a few minutes basically you doing a demo of what it is that you teach typically in the most basic one. Is that be cool?
Let's do a little bit of knife, and I'll show you some of the things I've been sharing with knife. We'll leave those two. Yeah, leave those two.
And I have padded knives too, the small ones.
Oh, those are good because I want to show a few things.
These are great. These are really cool.
So I don't have a regular school. I train my students out of the garage. So it's a select group of guys that come in and train with me because I only have so much space. So if you're not dedicated, I'll kick you out because I want to leave space for the guys that really want to learn.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the things that in the winter time, since it's cold for us Californians here in the winter, we close the door. So since there's not a lot of space, we do a lot of knife. So one of the things that we've been doing, just go ahead and hold it, is the knife system in Lameco is pretty deep. A lot of it comes from Pikiti, a lot of the similar things in Pikiti, but expressed in a Lameco way. Like there's 3 systems of tappy-tappy, and coming from the campo, it's about mixing, how you flow from one to the other, how they interconnect so that you can go from one to the other. But empty-handed knife, just one of the simple things that we were doing. If you give me the angle 1 on this side, right, I'll be here. And one of the first things I'm going to do is do puño pum, right? Don't let me though, right? So you're going to pull. So I'm going to come this way, right? So if he came again, just give me a full kind of, right? If I came here, I would pull it, try to get as much of the handle as I can. He's probably going to try to fight, but again, if he does, I just pull it in this way, and I reinforce with my forearm just to pull it out.
Gotcha.
Then I got here.
That's nice.
That's the first one, right? So again, full speed, right? Boom, here, right? Coming this way, right? Then
Can I see? Can I see?
Yeah, so now here it's double. Here, yeah.
Here,
And and then there, and then just use the flat, and then pull it out that way. So again, it's a double, boom, right? And then try to get it here in the flat.
I see, right in the flat.
Yeah,
Boom.
boom, right? So if you could pull it right there and just pull it down and pull that, if it was sticking out, you could do that.
Oh, gotcha.
Right?
Versus having
Now
to
you
pull
do
it.
that, and I'm going like this. Yeah. So
Oh,
if
gotcha.
I pull you in,
Uh-huh.
I got it. I pull you in, yeah, and it just comes out, right?
Plus the elbows right in the sternum.
Right. So the way we would train this too is with my partner, with a training partner. I'm gonna go back and forth so you could get your reps. Right. This way. Right. This way. Right. Second one would be. Go ahead. Might not be as good on this one, but go ahead. If he had some puño, I would be trying to puño here. The same technique as you would as if it was this way. I'll come this way, right? So give me a little puño on this, like some knives have a puño. If I know it has a puño, switch it. But I reach up a little bit, so there's a little bit of puño, so I can show this technique.
Oh, gotcha.
Right? So here, now I'm going to try to pull this way
I see.
and return.
Just use the puño against them, right?
Yeah. Does this one have a larger puño? Here, try this one. I don't know if it does or not. Just give me that, just for a demonstration of this one technique. So if I came here, and then I noticed, just like we did, that there's really no puño, he's going to try to pull this out and go underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Try to go underneath to cut my belly. This way. I go right back to here.
Gotcha. Let's try this from this direction here.
Right?
Oh, I'll do
So
it too.
here.
I'll do it too.
All right? So if it had a big puño, I would be grabbing it this way to pull out this way, or just toss it, right? But for whatever reason, he knows that I'm trying to do that. He tries to wiggle the puño out, so I just come back to the first one, right? So I'm giving you this right here, right? Boom, see? So if you could, you would just strip it here, and you could throw it, or just grab it and return it to sender. Here.
Oh, right here.
Here. Leave that there. Here. Here.
Oh, gotcha.
Grab it.
Right here.
Oh, just grab it. Here with this hand.
Wrist?
This hand. Pull. Yeah.
Say again. Here, let me see.
There. Boom. See? Watch. The reason is because you're going to end, give me a little bit of puño, right? So if I come this way, if I come on this side, I'm on the outside. If I take the other side, I'm here. It's still okay, but you got that hand that could hit me here, right? So it's better to be on the outside when you're dealing with the knife.
Can I just see that
Right?
again, let's say? So from here.
Right? Boom, here. I come here,
Okay, gotcha.
right? So here, boom. This hand stays here. This hand strips.
Oh,
And
I see.
then you could just pull.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, gotcha now, gotcha. Can I try it again?
Right. There you go. Right? Now, if I did that again, boom, but I pull out, you go back to the first one. So that's your, counter to my counter, right? So boom, you went out, I come out this way, right? Come back. This way, boom, I pull out this way. Yeah, there you go. All right. Number three is you come this way. I'm going to stop. You try to come this way, like this way, right? So I'm going to go. Right? I come this way. I could go this way. So this comes down to I got here, I got here, I got here, I got here. These are all options. But when it's coming, I'm stopping, and I could strip it here. I could strip it there. But look, so you're really strong. Right? So I'm here, you stop. One outside. So here, hold. 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, depending on the energy that you get. Right? You go 1, 2. Yep. This one slides. Up. Just use the web. There you go. So if I go 1, 2, here, right? And then from here you can do all the other shit, right? here. 1, 2, 3. Ah.
Oh.
One. It's stop, grab, strip.
Stop with this hand first.
Stop with this one.
Oh, gotcha.
Stop, grab, strip. Yeah. So again, my turn. I'm going to go here. This way. You're not giving me much of a puño, so I have to go to the top. So you go stop, grab, and then here. From here, you've got, since you don't have a puño here, you can go forearm.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back of the blade, grabbing the back of the blade this way.
Oh.
Yeah, but you want to just cup. You don't want it to, you want to be like this, right? Yeah. Right? And push this way. Always towards the opening of the fingers.
Gotcha.
So if I go, boom, boom, there you go. The other one is, if we go 1, 2, 3, same thing. But now you want to pull this thumb like this and actually crunch it into the handle as you push this. Either you can push it in this way, right?
Like this?
Here. Feel it. Right? Give me the, right here. Feel that? So I'm doing this. But also I'm trying to strip this out. You can see I'm crushing his thumb in there. Right? And so he's going to go down and he's going to let go. You're softening him up a little bit. 1, 2. Bring it there. Yeah, see? And right there. And the thing with Filipino martial arts, too, is when you're doing these locks, a lot of times it's back and down, right? Mm-hmm. So you have this. It's back and down. Whereas in Chinese arts, they'll go this way.
Oh, gotcha.
Right? So, but here, what I'm trying to, if he's trying to hold on to it, he's being real strong, I squash the hell out of it and I go there. And it'll soften him up, right? So it's like here, this is hurting right here, right there, right? It's already. And then I go in and down, right? So that's how I can take it out if he's like being a gorilla holding on to it. There you go. Right?
I like that.
Okay, next one. So the next one is outside. So when you give it to me, I'm going to come here. I'm going to go here. I always thought this was interesting. I watched Guru Apollo Ladra, and he was teaching kids. He called this the hamburger. Get to the hamburger. So he called it, right? But so as soon as I get here, I can strip. Gotcha. Right? Here, let me take this off. I'm already
Oh, wait. See the mic.
Put it here. On my shirt.
Yeah. You can take this off first. Skoden. I wonder if that'll work.
We'll find out. All right.
Maybe a little closer. Just like, can you hold this?
Trust me, Dad.
Okay.
All right.
Hopefully that works.
So double outside. So when he comes through, I'm going to be here, and I get to this place. I could just pull it right there. I could have pulled it from the puño, right? There's a lot of things here. Your counter to this, when you start to feel this energy, is try to get me with try to hit me with the elbow in the face, right? That's your, as soon as you start to feel that,
yeah.
you're gonna, right? Well, then I disarm you, right? So you feel that. So if I'm here, if you're holding on to it, right? So you're not gonna do that because I'm gonna do this, right? So if you came that way, then I would be here. Yep. I would be here trying to get that, right? Then I can come up here this way. This way. And I go, come on, you're drunk. Let's go.
Oh, here it goes. Let's try it. See if you could, can you tuck it in? I have mine tucked in. So it doesn't get pulled out. Yep.
Oh, I didn't tell you it was going to hurt.
Oh, yeah, you forgot to tell me it was going to hurt. You want to go inside? talk?
Yes. There you go.
Okay. I hope that
Wow.
works. Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me fix it because it looks wonky. Wonky. Come on now.
Let's put it this side of it.
It keeps like sticking out. All right, there.
It's all right.
All right, cool.
All right. So outside. So you go outside, double outside. That's inside. Outside. Boom, boom. And then you follow the wrist this way. Grab the hamburger. Grab the hamburger.
Oh, grab the hamburger.
Yeah, see?
Like the hamburger?
But you have to, so when you give it to me, so when I'm here, look. I'm controlling the hand. And then I'm controlling the hand. Right here already is, I got you, right?
Yeah, this feels really good right here.
Right? I just need to, right there, right? But his counter might be, because he's in there, would be to try to bend. My counter is to make sure he can't and return to sender there, right? Your counter to this would be, is if you feel this coming in, to point the blade this way. Yeah, to come that way. But then I would go to something else, right? But at least you didn't get stabbed.
Yeah.
Right?
Just showing this side.
So it'd be here, this way, right? Boom, strip it, come here, come along, this way.
Nice.
So just slow, so you can get it. When I grab the hand, this one grabs, and then this one grabs. So I got the hamburger like this, right? You see, this is flat. If you were like this, that's not the same, right? It's here, right? I see you trying to bend it a little bit.
I'm like, oh, that feels good.
Boom, right, so ahead, this way. So do it like,
Oh, I see.
yeah, parry, pass, right? Grab, pull over, grab the hamburger, right? So now you need to control, not the fingers, you got the fingers. You got to control
the hand.
Yeah, the hand.
Oh, gotcha, like right there.
And it's got to go, the energy has to be going this way, right?
Like
Otherwise, I can do this. See?
All right.
You should
Ooh,
be here.
I just heard a crack.
You should be there.
Right there, gotcha.
But see, again, you got the fingers. So the difference is here, I'll show you, here's the fingers. Right? That's not the same as this. Right? So if I'm controlling the fingers, that's not the same. You want to control
The palm,
this
the hand
part
itself.
of the hand.
Gotcha.
Not the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're grabbing somewhere here, you want to grab wrist hand, not wrist arm.
Wrist arm. Okay, gotcha.
You want to be wrist hand, right? That you want to control this piece here. Here does you no good when it's just, arm, arm wrist. It's got to be wrist hand. And here I can control a little bit, right? So you give me one time. Parry, pass, around, switch hands here. And my energy is going that way, right?
Gotcha.
There. Boom, boom. There you go.
Like this.
There you go. That's number 4 on this side.
Gotcha.
Right?
Wow, that was 4 already.
3 on this side. So on this side, we're going to do this. This is more like, so if you give me this side, I'm going to be this way, right? This is stopping. This is kind of protecting. But then I'm going to come here. And then I'm back to this one. Right? So one more time. So in the backhand, boom, here. Coming here, right? Mm-hmm. Could be palm up, palm down here. Mm-hmm. This could be the break here. When I slide down, I take you out here, come right back to here. Flip it. Right?
One more time.
Okay, backhand. Palm up, palm down.
Palm up.
Boom.
Gotcha.
Here. This one slides down to wrist hand. Take you out. Boom. This slides down. Go right back into the hamburger.
Gotcha.
All right? So you come here. Palm up, palm down. Boom. Here. Yeah. This one, right? So grab here. Boom. This one comes up. Takes the hit. Boom. This one slides back down. This way. And goes right into the hamburger.
This way.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
this way.
Yeah. So again. Boom. Boom.
Right here. Right.
Slide down. Right here into there. Boom. Right.
Gotcha. That looks good. Do you want to start getting ready? Actually,
Sure.
You can see, it's about 7 o'clock right now, and meanwhile we've been talking. But next, what we're gonna do is show you guys a little bit of our. We'll do a little bit of drills, right? And we'll do like some back and forth drills, then maybe we can get like into.
Sure.
Some.
Anyways, that's just one segment of the nice system.
Yeah.
There's, months and months of training just to cover it.
Yeah.
Versus getting good at it, right? So we've been doing this one for the last maybe 3 weeks.
Oh, really? This one in particular?
Yeah, just so that you can get all the angles and you know how to hold it. And for all of them, there's a counter to the counter.
Right. So we can take a stick and then. So last time when Evan was here, we were just like doing kind of like a share.
Okay.
So like this is a drill where we give we deliver an angle like slowly, and then the other person expresses their counter from beginning to end. So for example, I will give you exactly. Then you just
so
and then you would then deliver, and then I would do next.
Right. All right.
But you would stay in one place. This is not sparring. So this is for the drill. And so for example, I go in here, right?
Right. It's hard for me to do that but go ahead. So, right. Sorry.
Talk about control, huh?
That's a good spot.
Then I will do next.
All right. At that point.
Then it'll be my turn.
Right. In reality, for me, this is one of the reasons I use the gear, is because when you throw, it's more of an interception for me. So.
Oh yeah, no, that is
right?
typically I think for everybody it would be but for the drill, it's just the movement.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we use the drill, then we warm up for the sparring.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the drill though, for example, we're not making it difficult for the person. We're getting them to recollect it. So for example, in this case, I would be aiming actually towards your head.
Right.
Right. But instead of actually hitting my hand, you would either hit the stick or pretend to hit my hand. You could give me a different angle too, like that, or if you.
Right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Cool. So that's the drill, just like the doing counters. And so this next drill is called lock and block. And so basically, I'm going to deliver, and you're just going to respond to each of the different angles. So it's going to look something like this. You go ahead and.
Right.
So that's called lock and block, right? So in this case, let's say, then you would do the same. Oh. But you're the one delivering to me, and then the purpose is for me to do the technique.
Okay.
So like you won't make it. You're not gonna try to trick me. In other words, so. Okay, cool. So now this is called counter for counter. And counter for counter means we're going to go slow, but we'll speed up. And it's, oh, we could do gloves too. Where's that other glove? So counter for counter, I notice is different in different schools. Like in Evan's group, also the way I had, when I had learned counter for counter originally, it was like you're looking for the flow, and then you're looking for the opening.
Right.
Henry, also from Kabbalah Sarada, he says the same thing. Like you're looking to rally. Whereas in other systems, they're looking to get a shot, which is different. So you get kind of like two types of counter for counters. One where like they're trying to keep it going, and then the other one where like they're trying to score. So there's a difference in the way we approach. In this case, we're trying to rally instead of like trying to score, and then we can try the other way too. Sure. So in this case, it would be like this, like. Right there. Nice.
I always want to score.
Now we're fencing. Nice. Cool. Counter for counter. What do you think of that? It's a good exercise to do, kind of, right? Just for play.
Put on the arm guard.
So this was some drills that
Same game.
could be fun to do with kids too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so that they can get into like fencing a little bit, like in the movies.
The energy should stay the same.
What is it? Where did the?
It should be right there. It's all black.
Oh, there it is.
And energy should be the same.
What is
but
it?
now you got another target. So same type of thing, but instead of the stick, you can, intercept a little bit.
Oh yeah. Did you bring water?
There was plenty outside. It was pouring.
Oh yeah. We'll hydrate in a second. There's a water fountain right there too.
So same energy, keep it about here, right? But now,
Nice.
double.
I felt it ring.
Double.
Yeah. Double.
Nice. So they amp it up a little bit.
Yeah, that was fun. Because we did the do a counter for counter exchange there a bunch, but we were like, we were being less conscious of the back and forth.
Yeah.
And what was interesting is that we actually got into a sequence, and then I actually found an opening in a fast.
But it's a good way to progress the training, right? At first, you're just doing a simple.
Yeah.
You hit, I hit. You hit, I hit. I hit. Practice all your stuff, right? And you're targeting the stick.
Yeah.
But then when you get the gear, then I can
Target the hand.
I can target the hand and the arm, right? Boom, right? So, and almost now when I'm teaching, I'm almost not teaching the blocking the stick.
Oh yeah.
My first lesson is interception.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Oh, I gotta fix this again. Can you try to fix it too? Oh, can you pinch your sweatshirt?
Like this?
There. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. Try it now.
There you go.
It's right next to your throat.
That's right. So it's a way to amp up the game in progression, right?
Yeah.
The first time we're just,
Yeah. That's why I like drills, because drills kind of get people like started.
Yeah.
And then from drills you move into like more amped up. Like how we did like first just counters, and then we did like lock and block, which is all of your counters, different angles, and then counter for counter where the other person is going back and forth. Right. And I see these type of drills, even with the Visayan guys, I see they have all these like drills where they do a lot of like the foot stepping. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
So a lot of dancing. I guess you could, it looks like cha-cha. And primarily also I found out because Sunny Umpad was also a dancer of some sort, yeah. And I think dancing was just like promoted by a lot of the old grandmasters too, because
it's how you move.
Yeah.
It's rhythm, it's footwork.
So dancing is good, plus work off some of the pounds. This is still Christmas and Thanksgiving, I think.
Yeah.
Still here.
this is my first. I guess I've been training every day pretty much,
Oh yeah.
but I haven't really swung sticks with anybody since before Christmas.
Oh really? Yeah. In case you didn't hear that, he said you haven't actually like sparred with anybody since about Christmas. The last time we were in your place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good old cutting. Oh no, it was a barbecue.
No. We had an event somewhere.
I forgot.
I forgot already too.
It was we were at Capua Gardens, and then afterwards I believe
Then we went to San Jose.
We went to San
and
Jose.
there was one after that.
Shout out to the San Jose folks.
Yeah, San Jose.
Michael.
And
all those folks.
Yeah. The other old man.
Don't call him that because he'll outgas any of us. And he said that too because he was like, "Don't talk about my age," you know.
I'm calling you.
We got a bunch of good older folks, older men that kind of really like strong.
So there's a
powerful
handful of
guys
us that are in our 60s.
Yeah.
And to be honest, those guys that are still participating, they're some of the top players.
Yeah.
You know, they're very talented, they're experienced, and they come to the Sabong to share their skills and
to hang out too.
And to hang out. They're great guys.
Yeah.
So
I do like that, and I think it's a testament too of the incentives that we have, like when we approach FMA, and then like because the people that get involved with us are people that are looking for a community, right? Yeah. But a community not just to practice FMA per se, but it's a community that actually like wants to understand deeper the art and themselves. Yeah. And I think that sounds like any like school would say that. But I think
it's not a school. It's just a group of guys that want to hit each other with a stick and then eat food.
Yeah, that's right. We eat food. Yeah, and I was trying to explain that earlier, and I think a lot of people will probably get a better idea if we were to call it more like as a pickup court.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like not basketball, not like
right.
Not like at a bar, but like a pickup court because like everybody comes as individuals, right? And then we go and we set up the rules and then we play, and then but the thing is that the rules can vary. So for example, like in the fencing schools that we go to, there's free sparring is encouraged, right? And this free sparring, and we've explained this before. Basically, you're just like you're playing and just kind of like getting in, and then like if you get hit, you acknowledge it, right? And then you avoid getting hit at the same time. You avoid getting an afterblow, right? And so we have these other rules that don't necessarily apply, let's say, in a cage fight or something like that.
Well, in the Sabong, and I always try to start off by telling everybody that this is your training partners. You're not combatants. So you're here to try out your techniques. You're here to grow. You're here to get coached. And if you're beating everybody, you should be coaching.
Yeah.
So it's not about I've never got hit. If you're not getting hit, you're not trying enough stuff. So if you're obviously dominating, you should be trying all those weird things you want to master that you're not that good at yet.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you're going to get hit, but then you'll learn your timing.
Right.
So everybody should be learning and leveling up. And as Raleigh always says, we do this because we want everybody to level up so we have better sparring partners.
Yeah, that's why. So he has fresh meat. He's like, no, but it's good though because I myself am a testament to it. I would call, I'm a dilettante and I'm a so-so martial artist. I'm goofy, I'm not in shape, I'm not certified. I haven't won golds or done tournaments. I'm like really just off of the street type of like Filipino martial artist kind of guy. And I have to say, by hooking up with everybody really at the level has really revealed to me where I'm at, in my skill sets, and I really appreciate learning from everybody that participates, because I'm trying to learn about myself, but at the same time I get to learn from you guys because I'm figuring out, okay, something that I've always thought in my head actually doesn't work.
Or it works against that guy, but not against that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Right, and then I also figure out when we do spar, I think the greatest thing and the best thing about it and why I enjoy it is because afterwards when we talk, you guys tell me. Yeah. You know, you guys aren't like just beating my ass. You know. Whoa.
I think when we first started this, I was getting comments that, what's that Heil doing? He's coaching the guys he's sparring.
Oh yeah.
Right? They were like, why is he telling him what he's doing wrong? And I go, because we're not competing.
Yeah.
He's not my combatant. We're training partners.
Yeah.
So if he's obviously doing something that is leaving an opening, I want to tell him so that way he gets better and then it makes it harder for me.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm not trying to win. We're trying to get better.
Yeah.
Him and me.
That's right. And also like, and this is something I'm very, very careful with too. Usually when people want to like join for the first time, right? They normally just spar me first, right? And you see the way I deal with them just to kind of like see where they're at. And also I'm kind of like their like tryout, right? To see like what their vibe is. You know, are they cool? Are they coming in to hurt somebody, right? Or are they, because that has happened actually. Like I believe we were in Vallejo one time and somebody came to visit and I asked them to sign a waiver, but they wouldn't.
Right.
And then later on when I was talking with one of Mel's students, and I was, you know, kind of working with them a little bit, you know, playing the knife game, and the guy just interrupts and wants to spar me now, you know, and I was like, okay, do I make him sign a waiver or do I fight this guy right now, you know? And so I chose to fight him a little bit. So after I hit him, like maybe the first 3 or 4 times, I said, you know, okay, I stopped right there, and I was just like, okay, you know, let's play a little bit, and then I need to get back to this other person, right?
Right.
But I needed to actually like spar with the person first to get him to realize, you know, okay, you know, wait a second, you know, because he was trying to test me.
Well, everybody thinks it's easy.
Everything's easy. Yeah. And also and also what we show in public may be different from how we train and what we train. And that's something I wanted to tell people too, that like we're not afraid to share because we are confident with ourselves, right? And I also believe though that it is good to only give guidance when asked for it, right? Or when deserving, right? Because sometimes like people have come to Sabong really to show off. That's happened before. And they never come back, right? And it's too bad because I think what would be good is if they did come back, even with that spirit that they want to beat, right? They want to like win, please come back. Because that energy also throttles us up. Yeah. It makes us better, you know. So that's like all attitudes are welcome. You know, it is best to be egoless, but if you are full of ego and if you do want to come for, you know, to share your ego, right, then we could, you know, come and share our humility too, right? And then maybe we could like win them over. Because really sparring is like a fun thing for old guys like us. Yeah. All right, so that was kind of like a long-winded kind of question here. So let's get into a little bit of sparring. What do you think?
Sure. I'll play.
7:30, right on time. Cool. What would you like to do first? You want to do knives? Or batons?
What do you want? Want to do some knife?
We could do batons. We could do batons. Or what would you like?
Anything. I'm open.
Okay.
Let's do padded stick.
Okay.
And then we can play.
Have you tried Steve's the new ones? Those are the new ones.
Okay.
These are cool. They're pretty sturdy. But I did notice, like watching a video replay, that they're also very bendy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Can you? It's touching your skin. Can you like pull it out? Okay, let me fix it. But we won't be able to hear you.
Sure, it's on my throat. This way?
No, no, it's the sideways.
You want to make sure you capture me yelling?
Oh yeah, we just have to be careful. Our F-bombs and our F-bombs and our.
Old Marine, that's a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah. Oh. Did you bring a helmet too?
I did. So the way we would do it when we were doing class, we go hit the hand, cross, X.
Oh yeah.
That's like to start. That way you know there's no false starts. Like you know.
So yeah, like fucking sumo.
Yeah.
Both knuckles on the ground. Hold on a second. I need to take this off.
Take it off.
Yeah. I can't move my arms. Sorry, guys.
Well, the lightness of these allow you to go fast.
Huh?
The lightness of these allow you to go a little faster.
Yeah. Which is fun. Because when you have like big, strong muscles, pipes are light like that. That's my logic. My logic is weird. Gotcha. Thank you. Muchas gracious. Excellent. Thank you. What is it again? Did I get you there?
No.
No!
I felt the wind.
Yeah. Nice.
Woo! Got the free hand.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to break my neck. Sometimes it works. I'm gonna gas you.
Yeah. You got my fingers there.
You got it. There's me trying shit. Right?
Here's your glasses again. Nice.
You got it.
You got it. Nice.
As soon as I try to go,
Yeah, I saw it too.
I know.
Look at his elbow. Why is he doing
Yeah.
that?
Start trying the weird shit.
Nice. Nice. I got you. You take a break. Thank you. Take a break. Take a break. That was fun. I was trying to do an Evan on you. It wasn't working. Evan does this all the
Evan
time.
does it.
Yeah. Ah! He does this thing though. He's all the way out like this.
Right.
I think that's what it looks like.
You gotta have your load line game.
Yeah. How are we doing with time? Oh shit, 7:30 already. Hey you guys. Typically we'll do this about till 7:30. And then we start to slow down a little bit. We can do a little bit more play. Let me get some water real quick, okay?
Sounds good.
You want to talk to them meanwhile?
Sure. So let me see if there's some questions here. Cool. That's the first level of sparring, and you should try to, like I said, try some things that you're not used to. We're training partners, not combatants. So you should be trying things that you might not normally do. Maybe it's a block to an engaño to something else, whatever, right? You're never going to get the whole sweet sequence, but certainly you can try, and you should be trying to get, some kind of engaño. Maybe it goes from a roof block, and instead of your counter being a strike, your counter can be an engaño of some sort, right? From there, right? So that's always an option. Also, covering center line. Covering center line is very important. I practice the campo, and the campo's a largo system. They have a lot of things like this, and this is great. If there's 2, 3 guys, I can be coming here, taking out several people. But when it's one-on-one, the game becomes much tighter. So you have to always come back to cover center line somehow, because he may have engañoed you, and now you're way over here because you went through fully committed, and now you're open. So a lot of systems have this type of work. They have this type of work. So, and you should be working on that. And he should be working on covering center line, or also not just covering center line, but moving out of distance, right? In Lameko Stig, we'll go in. We have a lot of elastico. We have hakmang paiwas this way, right? Illustrismo, we use a lot of cornering this way, right? So I'm getting out of the arc of the circle. All those come into play. So it becomes a chess game. And you can't get good at chess if you're just getting defeated all the time. So this is a good way to practice your game, get defeated a bunch of times, but each time you get a little bit better.
That's cool. Let's see. There's people that were on. Evan, there's wait. Who's that? Kumia looks like my guy.
Any
Who's
questions?
that? Kumia?
Kanua. He's Kanua.
Henry? Kari?
Kanua, Henry.
So cool. Kari Evans from Historical African Martial Arts Association.
Evan.
And Evan's here. Oh, he's on the chat. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.
Kanua's training with Roger as well. He's Lameco and Valencia Lameco.
Oh yeah.
So
what's the difference? And maybe give us a little insight as to what the differences are.
All of the during this period of time when Edgar had his training in his backyard, because he had students in the Philippines and all that when he came here. The funny story is he wanted to meet Guru Dan because he heard so much about him, and he came over. He was expecting to kind of have a hey, you think you're bad type of thing, and he met Guru Dan and was just completely blown away by what a humble man he was.
Innocent?
And Dan asked him to be his teacher.
Oh.
So he taught as much as he could to Guru Dan, and actually he was like second in the organization. But Guru Dan's got his own stuff to do. Right?
Yeah,
He can't do this too.
He's like famous or something.
But that's how he met Ron Balicki. During the time, it was Mark Benny. It was all the backyard guys, and they were coming up. So everybody was training for sparring.
Yeah.
Right. So he was training his backyard group to go fight.
Yeah.
With Mark's guys, and Mark was training with them. So if you look at any of Mark's old videos, you'll see him talk about Lameco moves that's part of his dog brother's martial arts. There's a lot of it in there.
Gotcha.
But his backyard group was together when he passed away. Early in life, he had heart problem, and but each of those guys, there was no head of the organization. So Felix Valencia went and he taught and called it Valencia Lameco. Roger taught his Lameco as Steed Combatives.
I see.
Dave Gould is Lameco Orenal because he sticks primarily to his curriculum as he was taught.
Cool.
And there's Dino and there's a bunch of guys.
Yeah, but you had studied under Roger.
Yes.
But you're also studying with.
Well, I try to absorb from all of them, from Felix. I've tried to reach out to Dave Gould, but I've absorbed everything I could of his that was publicly available as well.
Yeah.
And what it shows you is, just like in Illustrismo, each of those heads of their branch, some of them were really good at the footwork. Some of them were really good at this. Others were really good at mastering the curriculum, and but they all have this energy of right. And that's this kind of put it with intention in everything you do, right? So you'll see guys that say they do Lameco and they're kind of like, you go, who'd you train under? Because it wasn't one of those backyard guys, because they just smack you around if you would have trained like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's.
Here, let me fix this again.
There's a bunch of them, and each of them add their flavor.
Yeah.
Felix liked to specialize in knife. So he's really good with knife, has a really good knife program. Roger has a good knife program, but together, it's like, to me, I feel like I'm getting a larger picture, because I can, even the same technique, there might be a couple of little things that this guy showed that one didn't, or
right.
So when you pull it all together, it's it's a really nice system, and from that, now it's the campo, trying to absorb as much illustrismo as I can, and I was doing some PKD before, not as much, but
I see.
But
it's interesting because just like Reg, I think Reg practices PTK.
Yeah.
And you guys both like to jump in and out. You guys are in and then you guys are out. You guys are a lot of the.
you know, when you see the Bikini guys, right? So they're going to do a lot of triangle work, which is in Lameko, but we don't do it as much in Lameko Stig. Roger's footwork's going to be more like a boxer, but large.
Yeah. Always with the lead
Because
foot.
you're not just dealing with fists, you're dealing with weapons. So if I got to get out, I got to get out. It's not just,
Gotcha.
right? It'll be here. So if you're doing a simple exercise, like just
Let's
say,
go on this side.
if you're doing a simple exercise, just say, a draw, a block, a hit, right? It isn't this. You'll be doing it in this footwork. And one of the reasons is so that you get the timing of doing it in this motion, right? You're not just standing here. And then now you're doing this and you're trying to get the timing. Yeah. It doesn't match, right? Yeah. But still, you've got the some triangle footwork. You've got a lot of turning.
And do you guys have stuff like salutes and do you guys have like do salutes and things like that?
There's a salute in Lameko.
There is
a salute, but in more informal settings, you do the salute. It's more like we're ready here to train, loyalty, strength, all that.
How does it go? Maybe you could show everybody too. He doesn't want. Right. Evan showed his. Right. We were like sharing, salutes.
Yeah, they all have an. Master Regalong has his. And there's a few of them, but even with Lameko here, grab the thing, put it back up, ready to train, guru,
Yeah, it's interesting because like I do certain salutes, but it's more ceremonial. I know what it means. I don't really tell other people too. Yeah. But it's I think they might have all come from like the same thing because they all look very similar. Yeah. Where there's always like a touch to the head, to the heart.
To the heart.
There's always a kneel with the
here.
Right.
Right. It's like grab the palm, put the palm here to the.
Yeah. In mine there was this. Respect. There was like earth and sky. Yeah. And then there's always an offering, stand-up offering. Yeah. Yeah. Before a handshake.
Same type.
That's cool. Do you guys also have carenzas and flows as part of your practice?
There are in if you look at the compo is about mixing. So there's basic moves, right? It might be here, right? The next one might be here. The next one might be here. The next one might here. So what they do is they have numbers. So they'll go, go 4 to 5 to 6.
Somebody else calls it?
Yeah, you can call it. You can go, hey, we're going to do 4, 3, 7, 2.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so it ends up being an endless combination of movements, right? And in the compo, the footwork is more diagonal this way, a little bit more wider stance because it's more.
But still circular,
strange, right?
This is circling around.
It can go any direction, right? Yeah. But the footwork is mostly it's body weight shifting. I really enjoy this part of the art in the beginning part because it teaches you to move your body. Like how many guys and their body doesn't move. It's just their arm. They're really good. They can do this, but their body's like.
Sometimes I see people like this.
Right? And with the compo, the very first thing you do is this.
The waist.
Here, right? Yeah. You're here, moving. Then they go, okay, step. Then they go, now go this way. And have this really simple, it's not like a hard rule, but it's kind of a rule where the stick goes, the body weight goes.
Interesting. Here's like some insight I want to share regarding that. Because when I was in Indonesia, I was also taught this, that they were doing a particular salat, but the swings, they said, is to the outside. To the outside here, versus like this is to the inside, right? This is to the outside. So they're saying like the right here, and I noticed that like shifting your weight. That's what they were doing. Yeah, in their dance.
Right. It's big circle at first, but then you make it smaller, right? And Lameko is kind of that movement, but with a little bit more illustrismo in the footwork here, right? Yeah. Right. This type of stuff, right? So it's the core moves and then mixing, like how you go from one to the other. So it's even like, okay, I'm gonna feed you this and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a block, or even we might start here, entry, block, hit, like I was showing you before.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the entry is just to make you move, because everybody wants to be a counter fighter.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So if you're there and we're both in a ready position, I might go like this just to make you do that.
Yeah.
But that's not really my move. I want to see what you're going to do.
Yeah.
It's a second move. Boom, bah, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of draw them in, get them to do something, because everybody's waiting.
Yeah.
What's he going to throw? What's he going to throw? I'll counter it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So then the entries may be an engaño. And when you block, I block, might be an engaño, then come up, right?
Yeah.
So block instead of to the counter directly, go to a fake and then up, things like that. Yeah. Right. So we'll practice those. But again, with Roger, it's a cardio workout.
It is.
He'll start with like super heavy, almost like the weight of a. Actually, mine's heavier than an axe handle. And we go through all our base moves slow. To him, this is like doing curls, but you're using the muscles that you need for this move. So I'll go drop.
Oh, and shout out to Roger.
Roger.
Yeah, thanks for your welcoming spirit. Like last time we went down to this barbecue in Glendale.
That was it.
Huh?
That was the last bar.
That was the last bar. Barbecue in Glendale.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Roger was there, and I got to meet a lot of his students, and all your counterparts are really cool folks. And then he was thankful too, and he, something he said to me was just like, good thing that like, I'm encouraging this sort of like sparring culture, because he thought that was like important work.
It's part of. That's Lameco. If you're not doing some sparring, then you're getting kind of a watered down version, because it's supposed to be application, especially with Roger. His I would say his core Lamecos kind of whittled down to what you need to be effective in a spar.
Yeah.
Right. There's a lot of things he always goes, why do you practice that? Can you use it in real time?
Yeah.
No, it looks fancy. Why you practice it? Yeah. Well, because it looks cool, right?
Because a lot of we do drills that I would never do in a sparring situation, but it looks great in the demo.
Right.
And not only that, but people go, wow. And plus, there's something cathartic with like doing all these moves that like you think it's doing, but like in sparring, it does sometimes come out, but we don't always pull it out, right? Right. Because we save it for the best. Anyways, we got to wrap up pretty soon. I think it's been a good. I think like we got here like 6 o'clock or something like that, and we had a real full session. We got to meet you, talk to you, got to see a little bit about what it is that you do. We also got to learn a little bit of history also in regards to your art. We also got to see a little bit of action too, and the sparring part is fun. Look at this, guys. See, it was funny because first time I met this guy, like he gave me welts, right? And then he broke his own light bulb in the garage. But I think from that point on, I really think that the Sabong Federation has grown quite a bit.
Yeah. That was kind of the start of it.
It is, but tonight is actually the end of our live stream here at Cast. So what I'm probably going to do though is maybe, as long as I'm not working on a Wednesday, is to continue live streaming on Wednesdays, our sparring sessions. It may not just be here. It will probably be wherever we're practicing at. More than likely, it'll be at Progress Park at the Dog Patch on Wednesday afternoons or evenings. If people are interested in hooking up during the week, we'll probably spar a little bit heavier on Wednesday nights because we'll do some training as well, maybe some conditioning also.
What's the weekend plans?
Weekends, Sundays, I keep telling people I'll be at Yerba Buena Gardens from 12 to 3, but I haven't actually gone because there's something going on.
Right.
But the plan is to continue doing Sabong Sundays. Hopefully at Yerba Buena Gardens, we can continue doing that because it's a nice place. It's out in the open. It's really casual. There's people that walk up, and it's like a fun time. It's more like an exercise kind of Sunday. And so we do that. We hook up from 12 to 3, and then people could like decide to have coffee or eat afterwards if they like. And we'd like to basically start reinstituting that on Sundays, mindful of the fact that the majority of the people that are active are on your side of the bridge. So Heil and Henry and Alex Ursia and Franz. Well, Nino's moved to our side.
Yeah.
And
The bad side.
what is it?
The bad side of town.
Yeah. And so what we do want to do though is like maybe have a time to hook up over in the East Bay where it's easier.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, when everybody's coming from San Jose, and then from Vallejo, from San Francisco, Daly City, and we're all coming together over to the, we want to make it into like a cookout or something like that. Right. So your backyard is great, but maybe at the park would be better so that we could be idiots.
Yeah, there's plenty of parks in the area.
Yeah. So if you are interested in participating with us, joining, and maybe finding out a little bit more about any and each and all of the people involved in Sabong, you can go to sabongfederation.square.site and go to the members page, and then just sign up, and then I'll email you sometime soon, let you know when we're doing like a special event and things like that. So as you can see, like we're collecting, like a bunch of equipment. So let's use it. You guys are more than welcome to come, all levels. If you're a beginner, you can get started from the beginning. If you're already advanced and want to just like play, we could do that too. That's actually a great thing. So that way, like beginners can see like what that sort of interaction could be like.
If you're in the Bay, you should come out and meet us.
Yeah.
Swing sticks with us. Bring your students if you're an instructor. It's a good way to introduce them to people outside of your school.
That's right.
We try to keep the egos out. We don't tolerate that.
Yeah, but I like egos. So if you do have egos and want to come and express your egos, please do.
We'll have our private session.
Yeah, it could be live streamed. That's always fun. I mean, I've gotten corrected before by people, and it's good like when they correct me, ego or not, because really I care about whether I could pull something off or not. So those people are welcome too, but just like bring some herb, and it'll be all good. Anyway, so thanks again to everybody that was watching. We're probably going to get a bunch of clips and things like that, and we could share the footage with you. Sure. Again, Heil Campbell, thank you for joining us. Heil Campbell of Lameko Aztec Combatives of Native Clan Training Blades. And can I say Sabong Federation too? Yeah, come on. All right, cool. And please join us again when we do this again. The only way to find out is if you become a member of Sabong Federation. So thanks again, y'all. All right.